And let me tell you how
So
powerful T is, right? I was watching an interview, right? He was speaking. He said when he was in prison, if he had three or more in the crowd, in the middle of the night when he was sleeping, the police would move him to a different prison. That's how powerful he was. He couldn't go in the yard and have
You said who? Stretch?
T. Rogers. T. Rogers.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
couldn't, if he was when he was in prison, if you go to the yard, he had a gathering of three or more. In the middle of the night, they'll move him to a different prison. That's how powerful he was, man. He was powerful, man. He was powerful, man, for real, for real.
you know, T told us when he was locked up that the '60s actually was having his back. He had the Rolling '60s was like protecting T as well as the Bloods. But that's kind of crazy.
They was his allies, and that's the funny
man.
story that I have ever fucking heard in my life.
You know, his brothers from '60s. One of his brothers went to '60s for some reason. He didn't stay on the Blackstone side. I think he had two brothers, and one of them is locked up for a long time. I mean, he might be locked up too. But yeah, he got a brother from '60s, so that might have been why. But you know, T, he was so worried with the self class, you know, because it's a thing people ain't supposed to talk on their affiliation if they have it, because it's really about grooming the community and helping people to grow up as they self. You know what I mean? Self education for life and family. That's what it means. But when people would get in class being messy on the Zoom call, sit down. He said, I can't afford no Rico. He said, these brothers don't understand. When you get in here talking, and he had brothers unified across the country. You got Bloods in here, you got Blackstones in here, you got Vice Lords in there. It was even a BD who was in the class before, but he didn't never show up. But you got to think, this individual had the power to bring all these people together and talk like grown men to change their lives. That's power right there. And that's the same ability that Larry Hoover has, the same ability that Jeff Fort has, the same ability that King Tone had. And honestly, even though they say dude bogus, OG Mac got the same power. All them people been locked up in the same facility. And they're very influential.
I think political status is the reason why they're still in it too.
Yeah, they are. And even dude from the Wapians, Dr. York, he had thousands of members with that too. Had their whole land in Georgia with pyramids and all kind of shit built. But they had the ability to bring people together. Now, whether they're guilty of their crimes or not, who knows?
Right.
But they still got the ability to unify a lot of black people, and that's the power right there. And that's what they don't want. That's the Black Messiah. That's the Black Messiah that the COINTELPRO trying to defeat. And that Black Messiah exists within every one of us, I believe.
Great shit, man.
Real nigga shit.
Rest the big homie soul.
Hey, shout out to the room.
Man.
Shout out.
Appreciate you.
You dig me, Stretch?
Man.
Yeah, real dominant.
Yeah.
On the clubhouse.
Man, y'all got a great room. I love building with y'all, man. Cause y'all building on serious stuff. It don't just be no silly childish talking here. I love talking to y'all, man.
Hey, that's that nigga Stretch. That's that journalist in him right now. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Stretch got all the topics. Everybody want to tap into the land, tap into my nigga Stretch, dog.
Tears
when I get back out west, I'm gonna have to hit you up.
Man, we giving it in, man. Randall goddamn dropping
Randall,
jewels.
that's a fact, man. Next time you out here, man, hit me, man. We gotta go to them good old cigar lounges, man. Have a shot. I don't know if you drink, man. Just kick game, man.
A little bit. I rock with Drobe Stogies down there on La Brea.
Okay.
Right there in Inglewood. Right when you coming down from the J's and you go down La Brea, well, it's right near 60 something, I believe, after the 60s, but it's right down there by that taco spot. Taco spot on the corner. It's black owned too. Drobe Stogies, a little cigar lounge right there,
Is
man.
it by the Friday? You talking about like La Tierra? Or...
I'm trying to think what street that is, man. It's so you leaving from the jungles, you go through Baldwin Hills, you coming down the hill.
Is it a Ralph's in the parking lot?
Nah, ain't no Ralph's in the parking lot. It's just right there. It's a cigar spot. Okay. Then you got the taco spot on the corner.
Shit, when you dare to hit me, then you'll pull up and go have a cigar. And, you know what I mean?
For sure. It'll be a couple of weeks. You know, usually I'm out there like every 2 weeks. But since the holidays